Welcome to today's video. I initially had a more complex title for the video, but I just had to number it down to how to unrot your brain. Or that's basically the concept of this whole video. Now, I like to make my videos short and concise. Let's get to the first point. You have to constantly blink. Now, why am I saying you should blink? Blinking is the way for you to reset your neurotic system. It's akin to you pressing refresh on a computer system. You know what it does? Because it refreshes the process is happening and it helps you function at a better rate of speed. Now, when you do not constantly blink, you make yourself environmentally unaware, especially when you're glued to a screen. The average human blinks 15 to 20 times per minute, but when glued to a screen, it reduces drastically down to 5. Now, what does that say? It makes you environmentally unaware. But blinking does the complete opposite of that. It helps you reset your system and makes you aware of your environment. So, why do you think when you're shocked you blink, or when you're hit in the head you're like, you're naturally blink? Because what? Your brain is trying to get itself into a balanced state. All these actions are involuntary, blinking during these certain situations. But I'm a proponent of you making your blinking more voluntary, especially when you're glued to a screen. You need to make yourself aware. So, what that? Yeah, when you don't constantly blink, you get sucked in. You become unaware, and you become zombified, as they like to say. Because when I always notice something with zombies when I used to watch movies like that. One thing, they always wanted brains, which because they basically didn't have any brains. And the second thing, they never blinked. I always noticed they never blinked. I never saw a zombie or a basic zombie blink. Maybe if it was a hybrid, whatever the concept of the movie was about, that's when they had some special abilities. But do you know one thing that makes it worse when you don't blink while on social media? You do not finish every video. This naturally segues into my next point. You must watch every video from the beginning to the end. Do you understand? So, you not watching every video from the beginning to the end, it denies your brain to perform its innate function, its intrinsic function, which is to conceptualize ideas. When you're constantly scrolling for, I think, what's the average attention span of every human now? I think it's 6 to 7 seconds. For 6 to 7 seconds on hundreds of videos, you don't let your brain conceptualize any idea, especially when the ideas from all the videos are unrelated. This also contributes to brain rot. Yeah. So you must make efforts to watch every video from beginning to the end, unless you're going to cause a system overload. It's the same thing in a computer. When you open too many files, too many apps, you're doing too many things, the system is going to eventually crash. It's going to crash at some point. But this is your brain we're talking about here. So what do? You must aim for 90% retention rate per video and per stretch. Per stretch meaning when you watch 10 videos on your whole time on social media, whatever app you're on, you must remember 9 out of 10 videos vividly. If it's 20 videos, you must remember 18. If it's 30, 27. And the more the merrier. I don't know how much mental capacity you possess, but you understand what I'm trying to tell you. 90% retention rate. I believe this is very healthy. So you will not fragment your ideas. You can be able to conceptualize everything you watch. I don't know what you're going to do with knowledge stored in your brain, but that's basically up to you. Now, what's the next thing? Yeah, so you won't waste so much time, and so you can watch every video from the beginning to the end. You have to know why you're going there for, or what you're going there for. Let me correct myself. Know what you're going there for. Maybe if it's to check on a friend, it's a good thing. If it's to learn something new, it's a very good thing. Or if it's to make reference to a video you saw before, it's an okay thing. But once you notice any desire, once you catch yourself trying to veer off the straight path, you need to take control and not give in to the desire. If you remember from the last video, see how these ideas cross-pollinate. If you remember from the last video, I said when you're doing the second day activity, watch the video, I said you should always track your desire. The minute this desire starts to germinate, you need to weed it out and be aware of it. So this is why you must know what you're going there to do, so you waste less time and you don't fall into the trap of what do they call it again? Doom scrolling. Know why you are going there, because you see this now. When you're going out with a budget, you have a limit to your money. You don't spend unnecessarily. You put a quota on the amount of money you want to spend. You go there, do what you want to do, and you get out depending on where you're going to. It should be the same thing when you're on social media. Put a quota on the things you want to explore. Now, these 3 tips I've given you are just pre-engagement and engagement tips per se. Now, post-engagement tips, and I'm doing this because no one is perfect. No human being is perfect. Everyone still has the propensity to fall into the trap of doom scrolling. Most people, if I'll just say. So, no human being is perfect. So, the first tip is to exercise. Now, why am I particular about this? When you incessantly scroll on social media, if you remember from the last video I said, you're negatively satisfying a desire with an unnatural process. Do you understand? Oh, sorry, is that what I said? I think that's along the line of what I said. You're satisfying let me skip that. Let me not cluster my thoughts. Yeah. So you're negatively satisfying the dopamine cravings in your head. That's what social media does to you. But when you exercise, it's the complete antithesis of that. So what does this do? When you've spent a prolonged time on social media and you go right to exercise, this puts your brain back in a balanced state. Because if you remember from the 2-day exercise I gave you, I told you to exercise. And when you see yourself veering off the path to being a slave to any of your desires, you should always track it. You can see the idea still cross-pollinates into this. So once you see you have spent a good amount of time, you must go and do some exercise. I don't know, maybe if it's a push-up, maybe if it's sit-ups, if it's whatever. I don't know what you're really interested in. Or you know what, even better, before you want to scroll, go and do some exercise. Maybe you'll be tired to even start doing this, I don't know. But that's for exercising. What's the last tip? Read a book. So there's only one caveat to this: the dissipation of mental willpower. Now, imagine this. You just finished engaging in something so stimulating, and then you just want to do something so destimulating. It's not putting 2 and 2 together. Imagine a car accelerating at 300 kilometers per hour. Boom! I just want to get down straight to 0. Without constant deceleration, what's going to happen? An accident is most likely to happen. Some parts of the car are going to get damaged, because I don't really think there are cars out there that are built for that. I'm not really a car freak, so I don't know. But you understand what I'm trying to say. You need to constantly decelerate, and going from that to this is going to take a lot of deceleration to do. So you understand what I'm just trying to tell you. Try to read a book, even though it might not be so successful, but it's just going to help you decelerate your amount of stimulation. Now, to properly elaborate on this concept, the video will become too long. It's almost 10 minutes, and I want to end it here. Just go and read the book by Cal Newport, Deep Work. Properly elaborates on this in one of the chapters. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, this is a gift to you by me. I want you to always, please criticize me in the comment section as much as you want. Tell me how I can make the videos better, how can I refine my speech, and I want you to know this will not last forever. Stay safe.